Good morning, everybody. It is wonderful to be with you again, and we are continuing our Freedom series. And in particular, we'll be talking about the healing of wounds today. We've already talked about the need to forgive, but we've not talked about some wound that has been developed over the years, that scarring that we've developed through some physical or emotional traumatic event in the past. I'm not going to go into any detail today. You'll know what that is if you've or someone has experienced that wound in the past. And how do we deal with it? I think in this world, many people have experienced some type of wounding in their life. And instead of allowing the Lord to heal that wound, we go around just smashing the oil light of our car. If you are driving in your car and the oil light comes on, what do? You stop, you go and find a garage, don't you? Buy some oil, you open the bonnet, you open the cap, you pour in the oil, you make sure that it's got just the right amount of oil so that the car can run properly. You don't just smash the oil light and continue driving. And I think that's what we do at this moment. We smash the oil light, don't we? And continue on and don't realize that we're not running with the full potential that God has for us. We bury our head in the sand. Just imagine an ostrich putting their head in the sand. You see those pictures. We put our fingers in our ears. La, 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 la. We press the self-destruct button, don't we? Because these things are easier than allowing God to come in and heal us to the root of our being, to the root of our core. Remember, it's not me that can heal you today, but the Lord can. Listen to this from Psalm 147. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. What a wonderful verse that is. God is willing, He's prepared to, if you allow Him to come in, to heal your broken heart and to bind up your wounds. Now, I think it's really important. Now, this is a revelation that came to me that not only healed my physical disease, the Crohn's disease, but healed me emotionally. And I am absolutely sure that my physical pain, disease, was linked to my emotional one. So perhaps the name calling, perhaps the worry and anxiety and all that stuff that I had developed over the years was very much linked to the physical. So I didn't just need to be physically healed, but emotionally healed too. And this was a revelation that I got that allowed healing to come into my life. And I want you, as I read this, to picture Jesus Christ, the Son of God, who come in the flesh, who went to the cross for you. And I want, even if it's helpful, if you close your eyes, you might not have to do it now, but you can do it later as you listen to over this, or you go to Isaiah 53, verses 4 to 5, and to put on a Bible app or something and close your eyes and just imagine what the Lord has done for you. Let me read this very slowly to you. Surely He has borne our griefs and carried our sorrows. That's the grief, the pain, and the affliction. Yet we did esteem Him stricken, smitten of God, and afflicted. But He was wounded for our transgressions. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon Him. Listen to this. And by His stripes we are healed. So if you have got a wound, a scar that has developed over the years, remember that by Jesus being afflicted, by Him being wounded, by being bruised on the cross, by being striped, whipped and lashed, through that, what Jesus has done, you are healed. And if you can imagine that, picture Christ on the cross. And imagine like the shortest verse in the Bible is that Jesus wept, remember when Lazarus died. So He knows you, He cares for you, He wants you to be healed. And I want you to not only picture Him on the cross, that by His stripes you are healed. I want you to imagine Him weeping over you and allowing Him to stand alongside you in your pain. Remember, cast your anxieties on the Lord, for He cares for you. What a wonderful verse that is. So this is just a process to open up and allow the Lord to come in and bind those wounds, to picture what he's done on the cross, that he did that. He was bruised. He was experienced that grief, that pain, that affliction. He was smitten by God. He was wounded. He was bruised. He was whipped so that you can be healed today. And I want you to imagine him standing beside you, weeping over you, alongside your pain, and allow him to come in and remember to pour the oil of Gilead in your body, that balm of Gilead, to allow that healing to take place. Don't continue to smash the oil light or bury your head in the sand or put your fingers in your ears. Don't do that anymore. Allow God to come in and to heal that broken heart, and allow him to bind up those wounds. And I'm sure, it's not an easy process, but if you continue to allow him into your life, eventually you will experience that freedom that many of us have experienced. So may the Lord bless you, and I will see you later tonight at 7 o'clock for prayer. Anyway, bye-bye.